In this video, I'm going to show you my favorite technique for creating a really expressive floral sketch in less than an hour. And if you stay to the end of this video, we are going to give away this beautiful big brush set of our Fearless brushes to one of the live viewers watching. So this is live right now. It's also being recorded. And also for everyone else who's here watching this video at the end, we're going to give away, there's another surprise. So I will just get started, and I'm working on a watercolor paper sketch pad. And I'm just going to use a variety of mixed media materials, different mixed media markers. I'm going to start with graphite. And I always like to start with graphite because I'm just getting kind of the structure down of everything and mapping it out really lightly before I commit to the composition. So I'm kind of just going off of these pictures here and creating my own kind of floral arrangement, looking at that as my inspiration. And I think creating sketches like this, I just love doing this because, one, it's a very fun, relaxing technique, but it also helps me kind of get my ideas out and just, you know, try different things with my process. And also, these make great gifts for collectors or gifts that can go along with your paintings. So they can be studies, or you can also sell them on their own. Also, we have my husband here, Jake, and he is going to be in the chat with you guys, just answering questions and helping kind of guide this video a little bit. So the way I'm doing this is just really loose, and I'm just looking at all the petals here, just keeping it super abstract and loose in the moment.
How are you thinking about the composition that you're creating right now?
Well, I'm kind of looking at this I want my flowers to touch the edges of the paper a little bit. I'm not going to keep them all contained in the center. I think that just creates a more pleasing composition. So, and honestly, I don't know.
Dimitra, we can't see what you're doing because it's too light. I know you normally would work lighter, but if you could just go much darker with it, then it'll be a lot easier for people to see. Okay,
I'm gonna go darker with the pencil, but for everyone doing this, if you're painting along with me or sketching with me, I would recommend going lighter first, because if you make a mistake, it's harder to erase.
But you don't make mistakes, so.
That's sweet, but not true. To answer your question about the composition, I still don't know yet. That's kind of part of the fun process for this, is I'm kind of just like winging it as I go. So I'm doing one flower at a time, and kind of filling in like where I think different flowers should go. So I'm keeping in mind I want some negative space, don't want it to feel too crowded. Now I'm going to look at this flower here. And also you want to have different scales for your flowers, so you don't want them all the same scale, the same size. But this is a super great technique to just practice drawing and get better at drawing. So if you just keep your pencil busy and try not to think about it too much. And I'm really just using my right brain right now to look at, you know, the edges of the petals and just trying to capture that.
Woohoo! Jamie just said starting the mastery program next month. Super excited. After this live, going to pick up oil drawing kit. That's so awesome.
Exciting.
Super exciting.
Yeah, we have so many people starting this next month.
Yeah, September is a very, very popular time to go back to school. And you are never too old to go back to school.
That's right.
Always go back to school, even if you are Grandma Moses. And if you're wanting to start this week, we have 6 spots left. You can always check how many spots left we have on masteryprogram.com too. So at what point do you decide that it's time to start painting?
Once I have everything kind of sketched, I'm almost to that point, but I like to get my flowers in first. They don't need all the details yet, but just to know where everything's at. And sometimes I'll start this process with an acrylic ink background. That's actually what I do a lot of the time, but because I'm trying to do this quickly for you guys and have this turn out good, I am sketching first, then I'm gonna add the ink. And you can really do it either way. It doesn't really matter. It's just your preference. So if you are patient and you can let your ink dry, then starting with kind of an abstract background will help loosen you up more if you struggle with that. So I would recommend doing that and then going in with the sketch and kind of pulling out flowers from your abstract.
Wow, we have a ton of mastery program students watching right now. We got Karen, we got Linda, Michelle, or master students and graduates, I should say, Sharon, Madeline, I think Kelly is too. Oh, sweet. We got Betty. I just had a phone call with Betty earlier. She just signed up on Monday.
Cool. Well, if you guys have any questions about this process or any questions at all, just let us know.
Lisa, Cynthia, Michelle.
And just to say again, at the end of this video, we are giving away this Fearless brush set right here. So this is just my favorite. These are our brushes, and we have handpicked these and designed them, and they're just the best for mixed media. They are super fun for all types of, all types of painting, but really great mixed media brushes. So one of you guys watching live right now will win that set.
Makes me even happier, so many mastery program students. Hopefully one of them wins the set. I'm using a random YouTube comment picker, so. Okay,
now,
there's a lot of students. I'm sorry.
I'm going in with, these are really fun pastels by Carandosh. They are the Neocolor Aquarelle, so they're water activated, water soluble, and you don't have to use them with water, but you can get really nice marks, and they're just super versatile. You can use them many stages of the process in your paintings or drawings.
Dimitra, so you've painted probably hundreds of florals by now. What do you see beginners struggle with the most when they try to sketch or paint flowers? I
think it's probably a left brain problem where people oversimplify the petals and try to do the same type of mark for each petal instead of really looking at each individual petal as its own shape and its own distinct lines and really capturing the form correctly. I think that's probably the biggest mistake I see.
Dimitra is using watercolor paper right now. It is Arches,
Yeah. I believe it's the
300 GSM.
hot press is the smooth one, I believe. So this is the hot press. Yeah, super nice. This Arches is my favorite paper to use. So now I'm using a acrylic marker, and this will not activate with water. Once it dries, it's going to be not going to move. So I will use this marker a lot for oil painting sketches. If I don't want to use fixative or spray my drawings, I'll kind of go over my sketch with a acrylic marker.
How do these sketches sort of fit into your overall portfolio as an artist? Like, how do you utilize? Is it more for fun, or do you utilize them in sales at all? Or
Yeah, they sometimes. I mean, doing these is just for fun, but I'll use them as sometimes just a cheaper product for people. Like if someone really wants an original, but they can't afford an oil painting, then I offer sketches, and I do sketch commissions, and those are very popular. And then sometimes for like larger pieces, or if someone's on the fence about buying a painting, I will offer a sketch as a gift with purchase with the original. So I think it's just nice to have another price point, and yeah, have a different material. You can charge a little bit less because it's on paper and they'll have to frame it. It's not the same as a canvas.
so, what's the point of starting with a sketch first instead of going straight to paint? Is it like a nice warm up, or?
Yeah, I think it's just to help map out the composition for me, and it does warm you up a little bit, gets me in the right brain. But I was saying earlier, just for the sake of time and having things dry, that's why I'm doing the sketch first. And I'm squirting out just a little bit of ink here. This is golden high flow acrylics. And if I add a bunch of water to it, so even though I have drawn this in, I'm not painting it in with the ink. I'm just splashing it and kind of creating a stain and kind of like an abstract around it. So it's kind of emerging out of this abstract.
Hey, Dimitra, so Cariation has a fantastic question. And the question is, how do you recommend pricing a sketch?
Well, I would say it's definitely going to be at a different price per square inch. I think doing a square inch model is smart. And basically, you could just kind of like pick a number that's, sorry, a couple things going on.
How do you price a sketch?
Yeah, for my oil paintings, I do $7 a square inch, and for commissions, it's $8. So the sketches are around $1.50 per square inch, and sometimes I'll just kind of pick a number that makes sense for. I guess it's a very personal thing. You have to just kind of sell the art for what you would be happy with, but I would say it should be a lot less than like an oil painting or a mixed media painting with a lot of time, because sketches do take less time. So you want to think about like, what is your time worth as well? So just to give you a number, I would say like in the couple $100 range, I think would be fair for mixed media sketches. So what's also great about these Neocolor pastels, you can layer them and they go so smoothly on kind of like a more wet surface. So yeah, they're just so much fun to play with. Especially if you love all the mixed media materials, you'll love these. And you can see that I was using the pastel here as paint. So by activating it with the water, it kind of flows like ink. So you can get some really beautiful marks and kind of modulations in the paint by using these pastels. And this is already pretty much dry. So you probably have noticed I'm not going off of the color in my source. I am totally kind of just improvising, and I'm really just looking at the source for the form, the shape of the petals, and highlights and shadows. So the highlights and shadows, if you get that right, then the rest of your flower will be believable, but you can be expressive in the colors that you choose. And this is probably one of my most used art materials in, especially for drawing and being expressive with drawing. This is a solid marker. The brand is Sakura, and they make a few different colors. I think they only have like 5 colors, but the black is very strong and just creates a lot of contrast. So I love using it for like popping things, like getting those in between spaces. Just adding some nice contrast.
So a few people wanted to know, Dimitra, about displaying art on paper. What advice do you have for that in terms of getting it ready to sell?
Displaying art on paper. So I think just selling the paper as is, people are gonna wanna buy it just like that because they can frame it in whatever frame they want. But if you're asking about like, I don't know, product image or how to show people the art, I think putting it in a frame is nice, or just holding it in your hands, having kind of like a nice, you just want a really good photo of it in good lighting. And
I think the question was mostly like framing it, and you also want to add glass onto it too, if it's watercolor paper, right? Or if it's watercolor.
I think the glass is very optional. Most frames come with glass, and I've had people not want the glass, and they will just take the glass part out. And if you use a really good varnish that's like UV resistant, then you should be fine with the paper, but the glass does protect it a little bit more, so it's really just a personal preference. But framing is super easy, especially if you use paper that's a standard size.
Glenda wants to know if you can use the Sakura, I believe it was the Sakura marker that you were using, but which of those materials can you use over oils, if any?
That is a good question, and yeah, this is the only one that I would use with oils. I think the Caran d'Ache is water soluble, but it's a wax pastel, so I have used these with oil paint and it's worked out fine. But Caran d'Ache also just makes plain oil pastels. So the Sakura marker is made out of what is it? Enamel, I think, or some kind of, it's a different material. It doesn't activate with water, it dries immediately. It's like a permanent based pen, so you can use that on top of oil. So that's what makes them very unique.
But the acrylic marker, you definitely cannot put on top of oil. And some people are wondering about fixing this. Do you need to fix it before painting and also varnishing it at the end? What would you do?
Yeah, I would definitely, when it's totally dry, I would spray it with a fixative or a varnish or both.
Like Winsor Newton?
Yeah, Winsor Newton's a good brand. That's pretty much like the only brand I use for a varnish, just because it has a pretty low odor and it dries very fast and clear. I've never had any yellowing issues with it.
Is there a reason why you used graphite or are using graphite rather than charcoal?
Not any particular reason. Sometimes I'll use charcoal. I love charcoal, and it's a good material, especially to be really loose. But I would say because I'm working very small today and charcoal's super messy and my hands would get black everywhere, so I'm just sticking with pencil for now.
How do you feel like your pregnancy has influenced you creatively?
You were asking such good questions, Jake. I feel like it's definitely influenced me a lot. Like right now I'm doing a series of, so far I just have one painting, but I have another one planned of a pregnant woman, and that's the first time I've ever painted one. I don't know why. When I was pregnant with Zion, I had like no desire to paint babies, women with babies, or I didn't think of it, or it just didn't come to me. So
yeah, you did a whole series of florals right after giving birth, and that was like the interesting thing is though that was like the symbolic series that you created after becoming a mother. What was the name of that series again? Oh my gosh, why can't I remember?
The first painting was Garden of Grace and Miracle in Bloom.
Yeah, Miracle in Bloom series, that's right.
Yeah, so this time around, it's just been very different, and I've felt, not that I wasn't connected to Zion, I felt very connected, but this time I feel like in a different way, just, I don't know, like I really want to, there's, last year, like so much happened, and just having, I don't know, going through so much, I've really wanted to focus on motherhood and painting past a painful moment, and like painting moms with babies and kind of creating that future that I wanted for myself. So by doing that, it's unlocked like so many more ideas, and I just want to continue that series. And I think beyond pregnancy, like I'll still want to paint that for sure, paint that same subject matter. Felt like there was something missing in this area, so that is why I added this other flower.
How did you go about choosing the color palette?
Good question. I grabbed my favorite colors, and so I have blues, pinks, this brown to kind of add some neutral colors to it, and the black will ground it. So I just kind of picked a variety of colors that kind of, work together and also complements. So like the green or the teal and the brown was complementary. But I kind of went with what I had around me, so I didn't think about it too long. And sometimes the color palette will choose itself. Like if that makes sense. Like over time, it'll become more of a certain palette. Like a lot of this just isn't planned, it's in the moment, you know, what I'm feeling.
So a few people are asking to show the exact materials. I'm gonna come around and help so that you can keep working and show these overhead. So this is a Sakura solid marker. It's Sakura. These are Molotov, spelled like Molotow.
I think those are my favorite, my favorite brand of acrylic markers.
So she has multiple different ones. This one's a cute baby blue. That is not the official name. Ceramic light pastel. This is another Sakura marker right here. Solid marker. Sakura solid marker, sorry. This is a Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2 Aquarelle. Interesting teal. That is not the official name. Bleu verdâtre. Oh, greenish blue. That was a different language. This is Prismacolor Woodless Graphite. This is Neo Color 2 Aquarelle. Periwinkle Blue. And that is also a Molotov. Dimitra has an eraser here. And then she has golden fluorescent pink high flow acrylics. Transparent brown iron oxide. And phthalo turquoise. Turquoise phthalo. And then you also have, what is this, Derwent? Yeah, Derwent Art Bar. Though I don't know if you use this.
I haven't used it yet. I don't know if I will, but maybe.
And then just as a reminder, we have a bunch of amazing, beautiful, fearless brushes here. Oh, I love this. I wish, it looks even better in person, y'all.
You're saying you wish it looked like that.
It still looks good. It's hard to get the exact colors right when you're transposing it digitally. So I will steal this coconut water here. We have Sprouts Organic Coconut Water. Good source of potassium, no sugar added. Thank you, Sprouts, for sponsoring. I'm just kidding. They did not sponsor this. Not yet, anyways.
You're so funny.
Hey, where did you find those source images? Somebody was asking that earlier.
Pinterest.
Pinterest?
Yep. Pinterest has the best flower arrangements.
And several people are wondering, when is your due date? November 15th, y'all.
Yeah.
Everything changes. I was just talking with another guy earlier who just had his second child, and he was reassuring me that it is not as hard as the first child.
Not as hard? Well, that's good.
He said it is 80% easier.
80% easier.
Because of the anxiety, at least. And of course, for every parent, it's different. But I accept that and choose to believe it will be 80% easier. Not that Zion was a difficult child. It's like absolutely angel for those of you who've met him in person here at our workshops. And
He's going through phases, though.
yeah, I mean, he's 2.5, so.
He's testing us.
Yeah, he's forcing us to grow. Zion is with our nanny. So we have a wonderful nanny who's been with us since Zion was about 6 months. 2 years now. So crazy, isn't that?
Yeah, wild.
almost his whole life. And she was the very first nanny that we interviewed and had come out. And she's just so awesome. It's like a part of the family, so. Zion will most likely be at graduation. I just can't remember the time that graduation is. So he may or may not be.
Well,
yeah, maybe not.
I don't know. He will be into a lot of things. So I'm just adding a little bit more paint to give some more detail to this flower and distinguish it from the background. So sometimes I'll do like kind of a washy, abstract mess on top, and then after that's dry, you can go in and add some more intentional ink spots to pop things. So that's usually my process, and I think this process is just, again, so fun and super expressive. You can go as far as you want into the realism or be more abstract. I would say this is probably the most abstract flower, and then this one's the most refined. And yeah, it's a very just relaxing process.
So earlier, Bridges wanted to know what the difference between the mastery program and the beginner art program is. So first of all, everyone who buys the mastery program also gets access to the beginner art program, just throwing that out there. So, you know, point one, mastery program. The beginner art program is still awesome, and a lot of people love to take that before the mastery program if you are like total beginner. So if you have never used oil paint before, you have very little experience drawing, the beginner art program is great for giving you confidence. And, you know, it's only $300. So, you know, that helps too, in that it's kind of easier to get started with. And the mastery program is much more comprehensive. So you'll go from all the way A to Z in terms of everything you could. I guess if I had to create an analogy, the mastery program is like the map as an artist. Like if learning on YouTube, you know, I know we're on YouTube right now, learning on YouTube, going to different random workshops, learning online from various different sources, is like kind of like a maze, finding your way through a maze and trying to piece together information. The mastery program is like your map as an artist, where you always know what the very next thing you should learn is. Whereas like when you're learning on your own, it's kind of hard to know with confidence, at least, what the next thing you need to do in terms of like your skill progression is. And so that's the mastery program. It's gonna teach you step-by-step oils and drawing simultaneously, and then you're gonna learn how to use mixed media materials and acrylics, you know, all these different materials Dimitra's using, mark making, high flow acrylics, inks, alcohol inks, collage, texture, and a variety of different styles too, not just painting like Dimitra or Ellie, Dimitra's mom, if you're new here, but also learning how to paint in Impressionism, learning how to paint strictly realism. We have a small scale realism entire lesson about that. One of my favorite lessons that helped me unlock my ability to see details. And you'll also learn how to paint landscapes, how to paint portraits, how to paint animals, how to paint flowers, florals, how to create abstracts, non-objective and abstract realism. You learn all these different styles, and then you learn how to assimilate them into your own unique style. And that's the whole focus of the third part of the program, is creating your own portfolio of artwork that is uniquely your own. So you learn how to, how to tell a story with your art over the span of multiple paintings, so that you can actually generate interest in your artwork and invite people to engage with it like it's a story. And then you learn how to share your story as an artist with other people in the marketing section of the program. So that's the mastery program. It's incredibly comprehensive. It's like everything you wish that you learned at an art university, but more. And some things that you didn't even wish, or you didn't even know to wish for. And all of that for like probably 1/20th or so the cost of a traditional art education. And guess what? You also have lifetime access to it with the mastery program. So pretty cool. That's why, I mean, all roads with us lead to the mastery program, just to be honest with you. So if you stick around long enough. I was just talking with Betty earlier, and she was like, I watched every single YouTube video you ever made. And we were talking about business and like how you have to be in it for the long run. She just signed up for the program on Monday. And we just had a call, just kind of talking about, getting ready for it. And I was telling her how the real about business is that you just have to love what you do and you have to be in it for the long run. And I was like, I pulled up her account. I was like, Betty, over the course of, a year and a half, 2 years, you spent $14 with us, right? And then after consuming every single YouTube video that we've created, you decided to buy the whole mastery program up front. So it's just, when you're an artist, you have to be willing to, hopefully you're here because you love this and you want to do this for the long run. And you just have to be consistent and keep showing up over and over and over again. And obviously there's ways to speed up the customer acquisition process. And I am so pumped because in the Society of Professional Artists, we're going to be doing a full, I haven't even told the members of SOPA yet. I just decided this today. We're going to be doing a full 5-part series on customer acquisition and, attraction offers, upsells, downsells, continuity, a lot of stuff that I've been learning and translating it specifically to art businesses. And then for all mastery program students too, the very first part of that lesson is going to be available to mastery program students as well. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to be doing like 5 weeks in a row, breaking it down. But anyways, back to expressive mixed media florals in under 1 hour. Back to you, Dimitra.
Well, I think I'm coming to the end of this process, and just wanted to answer any last questions about this process or this technique. And also, we have the giveaway to do and the exciting surprise too. So these are the brushes that we're giving away. I'm not sure how Jake is going to go about picking the winner, but if you're watching live, then you have a chance to win this whole set. And I use these brushes daily. I use them for oil paint too. Although they are mixed media brushes, I use them for everything. This brush is probably my most used one. And this one right here, this filbert I was using earlier for the inks. You can get such great brush strokes with that. That's my favorite brush. So I'll put that right here.
Dimitra, while I get this set up, would you mind reviewing the exact process that you did?
Yeah. So just an overview of everything I did today. I started with graphite and sketched the composition, looked at the flowers here, the source for just, reference. I picked a few of them to draw and created my own composition. And I think sketching it in first can be easy just to kind of get an idea for where you're going. But another way about this is starting with an ink background. I did that second with the washes here. but you can start with inks, let that dry, and then draw on top to pull out some kind of floral forms that you see. So this process can be totally changed or added. You can add things into it, whatever materials you like. You can use any mixed media marker materials that you have. I use Caran d'Ache, I used acrylic markers. Jake listed out everything that I used, the exact brands and everything. But yeah, then you just slowly start refining and while being expressive. And so the refinement comes in when you're adding shadows in the right spots. So by adding the dark here in the center of the flowers, that's what really grounded it and gave them form. And then the color and the expressive marks can kind of come, after or, at any point of the process. But by adding those darks, that's what really gives these flowers dimension. So it's a bit of just playfulness, being in the moment, and having fun with it, and just have a lot of variety. So yeah, you can have just your own style incorporated into this technique. And I hope that you really enjoyed it and you're gonna give us a try. I would love to know in the comments after you try this, how it goes for you. And Jake, did you figure out the...
Yes, I've got a platform now. And the best way is to just have everyone comment. So if you want to participate in this, basically the way this platform works is it just takes everyone who's commenting. Thank you for the reminder to look at the camera. And it will pull in your information as you're commenting. So I don't know if you need to spam the comments and leave many comments, because I believe it recognizes unique users. However, if you want to just comment as much as you possibly can, that'd be great. And it could increase your chances. I don't know. So let's get those comments going, and we will leave this live for a few more minutes here. In the meantime, Dimitra, do you want to tell them about the brushes? Like, what do you like to use each of the different brushes for? And like different ways to use the brushes while we're letting people comment now?
Yeah, definitely. So there's so many different shapes here. We have 2 different filberts, we have some round brushes and some square brushes, and all of them are great. This bristly brush is good for kind of scumbling or moving around thick paint. This is probably the one I use the least, but it has some good uses, and I think really just depends on your temperament as an artist and what kind of brush strokes you like to leave. This one I use all the time for laying down the background, doing big washes, drips, anything super wet and messy. This is a good one. And then for refinement and details, obviously the smaller brushes. I use today these 2 brushes here, square brush and the bigger filbert, for the petals and background. So they're just so versatile. You can use them for so many different things, and they're great for acrylic painting. You can even do watercolor or more inky stuff like this. And I do use them with oils, but these are just technically mixed media brushes. So for anything like water-based.
Okay, I have the winner.
Okay.
So we've decided the winner, but before we get to the winner, I just want to share with you guys, if you loved watching this abstract floral mixed media expressive sketch, then you absolutely would love our class, How to Create an Abstract Floral Painting, where Dimitra and her mom, Ellie, both teach you each 2 different processes for creating a stunning abstract floral painting from start to finish. And because you're watching this, we actually don't normally do this, but we wanted to give you a special discount on watching that class. So it's normally $25, but because you're watching, the first 150 people to sign up for the class are gonna get $15 off. So it's literally only 10 bucks. So if you've thought about taking the mastery program, First of all, if you're a master program student, don't buy the class. You already have it included, so you don't need to worry about buying it. It's in the bonus section of the mastery program. But if you're thinking about taking the mastery program and you're like not quite sure if it's right for you, or if you don't even know what the master program is, you're not interested in it, and you just want to learn how to create a beautiful abstract floral painting, and you realize, wow, if she could do this in 40 minutes, I wonder what she could teach me in 3 hours, then you should check out the class. It's pinned in the description. It's at the very top of the description of this video. It's also pinned in the comments below this, and all you have to do for the first 150 people to get the class is use the code Floral15 at checkout. So that's Floral15, F-L-O-R-A-L. Wow, that was surprisingly difficult. 15, Floral15 at checkout. First 150 people are gonna get $15 off. So that's only $10.
Do you have pregnancy brain, Jake?
Yeah, I'm tapping into Dimitra's pregnancy brain. Just kidding. It's a shared consciousness. So anyways, I think it's time to announce the winner of this giveaway of these brushes. It's $120 normally for this brush set. I'm hoping that you live in the US, so shipping is cheap. I'm just kidding. It was totally random. So the winner of this giveaway is Roy Cycled. So, Roy Cycled, please email us. YouTube does not give us your information, so you can email our team. I don't know if I want to give my email out to everyone.
Info@milanart.com.
Info@milanart.com, and we will get you your brush set. We'll just need to get your shipping address and all that good stuff. So congratulations. Again, if you are interested in taking an abstract floral masterclass with us and want to learn an entire process step by step, it is a wonderful multi-hour session where you learn how to create a stunning abstract, not just from Dimitra, but from her mom as well. If you're one of the first 150 people to sign up for it, then you can get it for only $10. So highly recommend going and checking it out. If you like to create beautiful art, and you are an artist explorer, you are more adventurous, then you would definitely love this class. So
It's a super fun class.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.